Hello everyone, it's Amy, and I'm just here to show you some things that I made inspired by Sonya Stepto. She's doing the fabric twinchies, and she's also doing the cute little button houses. And so I've been following along for quite a while, and I hadn't shown anything, so I thought I would come on and show you the things that I've made with her inspiration. So to start out with, I have this Grape Cluster, which doesn't show up super great because it's so dark. But my seed beads are too big, and I didn't have a needle small enough to go through my small seed beads, so I wanted to follow along anyways, and so I just used what I had, and so it's a pretty big cluster, but and she showed you how to do these leaves, and I think that these leaves are just awesome. Now this one at the top is a sequin, but these three here that are on the grape cluster, those are embroidered on there, and it's a really neat technique. So, and it looks so pretty. And if you go look at Sonya's channel, her grape cluster looks beautiful. So, but at least I did it, and I find that when I do something once, then it's easier to do it again. So, and then I have this one with a little button tag she showed us how to make, and the buttons are actually sewn on there. It says buttons 2 cents, and it's just so cute. And she showed us how to do the beaded flowers. Now, again, my beads are too big, but I just wanted to follow along, so I used them. And hers has 5 petals and looks more like a flower. Mine kind of looks like a windmill, but it was fun to make anyways, and now I know how to do that. So, and this is my favorite. This one is actually done. And on this one, she showed us how to put like lace on the back and just kind of stitch it on so you can see the stitches, and how to make these little flowers out of, this is a seam out of one of Papa's t-shirts, and you just roll the seam up, and I sprayed it with some spray, and she showed us how to do this kind of like little dream catcher. Mine had a little thing on the top, so I just kind of covered that up, and because I didn't have the same kind of circle that she had, but I just found what I had. She put a little dangly on there with some beads and a charm, so I did that. And then she showed us how to make this little button flower, and that's a covered button covered with part of Papa's t-shirt. And then she showed you how to sew these beads along the edge, and hers is prettier because she's got the nice tiny beads, but it still turned out really nice, and I like the way that that whole finished twinchy turned out. She showed us how to do different stitches, and these are a couple of the stitches. And you know, when I started out I didn't quite get it, but then as I got towards the end I got it better. So these are just 2 different stitches, and I'll have to add something else to that twinchy and it'll look pretty. And that's just covering up a piece of lace, or you know, going around the edges of a piece of lace. And then she showed us how to do a mirror. I'll try and make this not too shiny. But she showed how to go around, and she had a round mirror, but mine is square, and it's the only mirror I had. So I did exactly how she said. I had to kind of adjust on the corners because it was square, and it doesn't look as nice as hers, but at least I got the gist of it. And I thought it's really cool how you can take something that's hard like this that you can't sew on, and with this stitch you can sew around the edges, and that holds it on there really good. It's not going anywhere. So I thought that was really, really cool. And then yesterday she did a 3-part tutorial on her little button houses. So I made my button house. It turned out kind of big, but I went ahead and I put this stitching across the window and put that on there, and it's glued on. And after I glued it on, it stood out so much that I went around it with some brown crochet thread. And I had to go off the edges because I had glued that on, so I couldn't sew through it. But it just made it look better. Put the little door. She showed you how to put stitches on it before you glued it on. So, and because it's too hard to try and sew through the material in the door once you've got your house done. And put a piece of bling on there for a doorknob. My door sat quite a ways off my button, so I put some leaves on here, and then some little French knot flowers. And I think I learned that from Sonya too a while ago in one of her tutorials. And then on the sides I put, this was a piece of material that already had the red lines on it, and I thought it looked kind of like a window, so I just cut it out so that those were in the middle. and I put one on each side. I made a little chimney, and I sewed on some little bricks. And then on the other side, there's also another little window. I didn't do anything on the back. I don't know if I will, but this would work really cute for a little pin cushion. I could just see that sitting next to the sewing machine with some little pins sticking out the top. But it was really fun to make, and they're just darling. I think I'll be making some more of those. But thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I got so much inspiration from Sonya. This is my absolute favorite right here. I love the dangle, and I love the idea of coming up with a flower out of the seam of a shirt. So what a great way to use every little bit of fabric that you have. And thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Sonya, for all of the inspiration. It's been wonderful fun, and I hope that you all have an outstanding day. Go and watch Sonya's channel. Bye-bye.